Thank you, Vikasni, for a devotional start. Now, I would like to invite our assistant professor, Dr. Amudali ma'am, to deliver the welcome address.
Good evening to everyone. Thank you to each and every one of you for being here with us today. We are very pleased to welcome you all to this national webinar on Think Like There's No Box. The box here refers to the limitations that still exist in our mindset. To think without the box is to be completely free of any limitations and become open to the infinite possibilities for innovation that will be required in any life situation. Dream without fear, love without limits. Now, I would like to welcome our chief guest of the day, Ms. Aishwarya, HR Executive Chennai, who is here with us to share her ideas to the students. Now, I would like to welcome our General Secretary, Sir, and correspondent, Sada Manjit Singh Nair, for his support in making this event possible. I also welcome our principal, Sir, Dr. M.G. Raghunathan, who's always been a constant source of encouragement to all our students. I would like to welcome our Vice Principal, Ma'am, Dr. N.C. Rajeshri, for helping us in conducting this national webinar. I also welcome our HOD, Ma'am, Dr. Gayatri Harikumar, who is a powerhouse to all our students. Last but not least, I welcome all the staff and students who plays a major role in making this webinar a success. Stop wondering if it works, it does. You just need to try it. The biggest adventure you can take is to live the life for your dreams. Once again, I welcome you all for this webinar. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Now, I would like to invite our head of the department, Dr. Gayatri Harikumar ma'am, to give us a brief introduction about today's chief guest.
Thanks for the opportunity. I'm really feeling very happy to see a very young, dynamic person as a resource person, and I'm really privileged and feel proud to introduce the resource person for the day, Ms. Aishwarya. Ms. Aishwarya is a HR professional with 3+ years of experience in handling resource management and global leadership teams. She did her undergraduation at Women's Christian College and worked with McKinsey for a year. She later on pursued her master's in human resource management from Madras School of Social Work. She is currently working with Cognizant Technology Solutions for called as abbreviation is CTS. All of us know the company, and a very dynamic person has come here for us. She is passionate about training and interacting with young minds. She is also a soft skill trainer and has conducted many sessions at her alma mater, MSSW, for aspiring HR students. See, she enjoys dancing and writing. It's really a privilege, pleasure to invite such a vibrant and energetic youngster amidst these young minds so that they can all get all these power talks and get energized. It's really a happy moment. And I'm really thankful that you have, in these COVID times, you have taken time off to share your valuable time amidst our students.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you.
Please continue. Thank you, ma'am.
So
Thank you,
before
ma'am.
I begin, I just wanted to check, which year of BCom grads do we have with us?
Yeah, it is a mix of both second years and final years.
Okay.
So you can be, but it can be a general one, ma'am, because
Yes,
they are
yes.
all of them are going to go to. They have internship as a paper. So work environment, all those etiquette that would be useful
Yes.
for both the years.
Okay, sure. So my topic is very generic, and already, Srinath and Amuda ma'am kind of, explained what, think like there is no box is. So I just wanted to check, which year I'm talking to, but this is going to be very general. So when Prabhu sir got in touch with me regarding the webinar, he said, we are looking for somebody who can get the pulse of the students. And when I asked which, set that I'm going to address, he said BCom. And I said, I've also done BCom. So I know for sure, your current mindset, especially now that we're all in the middle of a pandemic. I know there are millions of other thoughts running along with our usual, college life. So that's exactly why I said, let me not pick anything too technical, because whatever you have to learn will be part of your syllabus already. So I thought I should cover something that sometimes we may not even realize. Like, we are all following this pattern. So I thought maybe just I should talk about things to make you all realize that it is important to look at these small, small things that can lead to big life changes. That's exactly why it is think like there is no box. I'm sure you guys have also heard about this thing called think outside the box. So, certain years back, it was always think outside the box. Even today, some of the hiring managers come to us, HR people, and say, what, we want students who can think outside the box. But I feel it is not relevant in today's world. First of all, why put yourself into a box and then think outside of it? Why have a box, first of all, when you can live without it? That's the question, right? So that's why I wanted to talk about, should we think outside the box or should we think like there is no box? Because for a very long time, if you see all of us, it includes all of us, every human being, we all have a life pattern. Whether we know it or not, we follow it. All of us. I'll give you the life pattern of, us, the Indians. We will go to school like for 14 years. And at age 15, we take a very important decision, whether commerce or science group. And then we pick one of the courses. And accordingly, you will do your undergraduation either for 3 years or 4 years based on what you choose. And then you will also have related courses, regarding the undergraduation. For example, if you are a BCom grad, you will think of CA, CS, ICWA, ZAT, MAT, CAT, etc. And then you will have 3 options finally. Either get placed in campus, go for higher studies, or get married. 3 options. Only 3 options, nothing more than this, okay? If you choose one of this, again, ultimately you will go and work or get married or do both, have kids and live your rest of the life for them. That's the pattern. Anybody who's not following this pattern is called a loser, is a weirdo. How could you not? You're not following this because you're not serious about life. That's what, has been told. Some of us don't even realize we're doing this because that's what we see a lot of others doing around us. We just, so much into this rat race, sometimes you don't even know what you're chasing. Do you understand what I'm saying? You guys are doing all this because that's what we've been told to do. So I'll give you my story. I said I also did BCom, right? So when I was in first year, so I studied in WCC. So if you know where WCC is, it's in Nungambakkam and it's very close to Alliance Francaise. I wanted to learn French because I had French in school. So I pursued, my French in Alliance Francaise in first year. I was learning aerobics. I was part of Fusion Dance Club. I was doing BCom. 4 things at the same time. Too much for me. It was too much for me to take because I was just out of school. But I did it anyway. And in second year, I'm a BCom grad, right? I have all these classmates of mine already doing CS and CA and stuff like that. Then I was like, what am I doing? Then I should also be doing something like that, right? So I said, let me try CS. Sounds a bit interesting. So I gave my foundation, cleared my foundation in the very first attempt. Then I have to take the group 1, group 2. You have many, right? I didn't prepare much. I took up the test. I think, there was something going on in my family at that time. Somebody met with an accident, so I couldn't prepare for the exams. But anyways, I gave it a try. I cleared all the papers. I couldn't clear one paper, because of which I had to repeat everything. Then I thought to myself, no, I cannot spend so much time doing all this. Let me think of the other options. Already in final year of BCom. Now is the time for me to think whether it's going to be CAT, ZAT, MAT, what is that I have to do. So I did math only until 10th standard. So my +1, +2 was commerce with computer science. So CAT, I couldn't understand math, though I was able to understand the English part of it. So I tried CAT, couldn't, get a decent percentage. I wrote ZAT, and I also wrote TIS. I don't know how many of you know TIS. I wrote TIS for getting into MA Human Resource Management in TIS. I lost it by 6 marks, because it is also your category, your caste, everything put into consideration. I lost it by 6 marks. And it was this age 19, right? A bit impulsive. And I said, no, I can't waste another year sitting and preparing for all these exams. And I was also very determined not to join work immediately after BCom, because once you start earning, it's kind of difficult for some of us to come back and learn again. So I was a bit determined not to start working immediately. But unfortunately, I couldn't clear anything that I took up. So I decided, okay, let me then sit for campus. So back in my days, we were allowed to sit for 2 interviews. Like, you can sit for 2, and if you get selected, you cannot sit for more. So I sat for RBS, cleared the interview. I sat for Standard Chartered, cleared the interview, but I didn't want to take these 2. So whatever I was doing, I didn't want to take any of them. That's because if you see RBS or Standard Chartered, you'll find a lot of your own seniors and your own batchmates in these organizations. So it was like, I want something new. I want a new set of people, new set of learnings in life. So McKinsey, when McKinsey came to campus, I had already sat for these 2, so I was not allowed to sit for campus. So what I did, they used to have interviews almost every week. So I directly went to McKinsey office, and I went for a walk-in on my own without my college support, and I cleared it. So clearing McKinsey those days was tough. I believe it's the same today. Not everybody clears it. I cleared it, and my package was slightly higher than, the other 2 companies. So I felt happy. Okay, I have got something nice for myself. Finally, I know my mind said, okay, take this up. So I took up McKinsey, only to go there and realize that's not what I wanted. I went there, I joined as a business presentation analyst, but it has given me wonderful learning. Today, in my team, in my HR team, I can make some of the best presentations. People come to me for, help. And definitely I learned that because of my experience at McKinsey. But I did not want to do that for the rest of my life. And I was just working there. And then my mom suddenly asked me, what is that you want to do? You clearly don't want to do this for the rest of your life. So what are your plans? I said, we'll see. I want to do my post-graduation, but I'm not sure, which course and where. And then I had told my mom, like when I was in BCom, about MSSW. So she said, why can't you give it a try? So MSSW was an accident in my life. They have their own thing. They have an entrance, they have group discussion, they have personal interview. You have to clear all these things to get into MSSW. So I said, I'll just apply. We'll see if I clear all this. You remember, I was this girl who prepared for CAT, MAT, ZAT, and also this aptitude was very easy for me. I thought I'll just clear, but I happened to be the topper of the entrance. Like I was the first person with the highest marks. So I applied for 3 courses in MSSW. I got through in all 3. So it was my choice to choose my program. And I chose MA HRM. So it was an accident. So until one Friday, I'm at McKinsey working, this working woman, earning woman, 24/7 AC cab, got into this fancy corporate world, and Saturday, Sunday holiday, Monday I have to join college for my master's. That's exactly how it happened. So I have to take 17D from KK Nagar to Egmore to reach college from Monday, no AC. I have to get into the student mode after a break of 1 year. That was life back then, and I accepted that life. Now I don't regret that. I took that up. I went to college. Couldn't fit in for almost 1 semester. But after that, I got used to it, and I made use of every opportunity that came my way. So that's how, BCom, McKinsey, MSSW happened. And after finishing 2 years of MSSW, I was placed, on campus in Cognizant. I've been working with Cognizant for the past 3+ years. And I got lucky in Cognizant. I have the dream team, best bosses, and all my leadership are female, inspirational bosses. I, get recognized for everything that I do. I have received almost every possible award in my stage, Associate of the Year, all possible quarterly awards, everything. Got promoted in 2.5 years, which is, little tough in corporate. I got promoted in the middle of a pandemic, which is tough. And switched to a different team. Now this is a global team. Back then I was taking care of pan India requirements. Now it's a global team, which means I get to connect with people from different parts of the world. I talk to people from the US, UK, everything. Great learnings here at this stage, only to realize that I want more. This is not enough for me. I want something much more than this, something more challenging, or I want a different path. So the reason why I decided to talk about this, and the reason why I decided to talk about my own story, is I've come this far only to realize that I don't fit into this pattern that everybody is following. That's exactly what I want you guys to, know, because you are in this phase where you can change it. And I'm not blowing my own trumpet. I've always been good at everything. I was academically good. I was a topper in school, gold medalist in BCom, best outgoing student at FSSW, top performer in my own current team. I've done so much. So when you look at my life from a third person point of view, Aishwarya has it all. She has it all figured out. Everything is sorted. She's in a very good place in terms of her career, and that's it. But that's not the way we look at ourselves, right? So if you ask me, do I look at myself like that? No, I still have a long way to go. I have so much to learn, so much more to do. Whatever I've done so far, I don't even consider that as an achievement. It's like, it just happened to me because I studied well. That's how I look at it, because I have so much more to learn. That's how I look at life. So the reason why I'm talking about these patterns is because sometimes we just, follow it because that's what everybody around us is doing. My senior went to this company, he did this, so I also will do this. This person took up this course, she's finding it okay, so let me also follow that. Let me also go and do that. That's how we think. We always want to walk the path that has already been walked. We don't want to create something on our own. We don't want to think of something new. My question is, who asked you to follow all this? Who told you have to definitely get placed after college? Who told you your BCom, comes to an end if you don't get placed in college? Who told you all this? Nobody. But that's what we think, because that's what we see everybody around us doing. And the biggest problem, another biggest problem that I see in our society, there are cultural invisible boxes, especially for women, and men also have a different box. So after BCom, after everything, who is the CEO that every Indian girl is prepared for? Any guesses? Starting from age 1 till she reaches, her 20s, she's just prepared all her life by every, person in her life just for this one CEO. Anybody can unmute and tell me, who do you think she's prepared for? Everything that she does in life revolves around this person. Can anybody guess? I think it's her mother-in-law. Everybody, treats like as if your mother-in-law is your CEO. You do anything at home, you do this at home. Tomorrow you can't go there and do this. You don't know to cook. Today I will cook for you, but tomorrow you have to go there and cook. You want to work after, doing your BCom or any degree, you have to go ask your mother-in-law or your husband. Please come out of that box. That box is not worth it. I'm telling you. You didn't come this far. You didn't do 14 years of schooling and 3 years of BCom and, 2 more years of masters or, 2 more years of work to go and ask your mother-in-law what you have to do in life. Somebody said, right? I think Srinath said it. It is, and also Amuda ma'am said, follow your dreams. It is your dream. So you only have to be in a position to convince whether it is your parent or your mother-in-law, anybody, and tell them that this is my dream. I want to do it. I've seen a lot of girls, my own friends, did so well in school and college, and today they're all just housewives, but they have so much inside of them. They want to achieve so much. Today, when I saw, HOD ma'am and Amuda ma'am and so many female faculties, I think you already have amazing examples around you. These are women, working women who are taking care of their family and also holding, such amazing posts. They are also following their dreams. They are doing what they want in life. You should take, inspiration from them. That's all I'm telling you. There are people, who can be easily convinced. They just be like, my mother-in-law does not want me to work, so I just think it's okay. So for women, career is always a choice. But for men, It's a necessity. Whether you like it or not, you have to work until you die. That's like a given. You like it, you want to take a break. No, you can't take a break. You can't do anything. Similarly, it is not about your interest. It is not about your intelligence. It is about your gender. These are the boxes that I want you to come out of. So think like there is no box. Don't think, oh, I'm a woman, I have to go to another house, I have to please them. No, nobody told you that. Just because your mother did, just because your grandma did, does not mean you have to do. Same with men. Let's say you're working for some 6-7 years and you need a break for a few months. Take that break. It's not that you can't afford that break. You can afford that break, but you're very much worried about what the society will talk about it. Will they respect me? Will they mock me? It's okay. Who cares? It is your life. Because I've seen so many people reach this saturation point at some stage and they really wish they could have done it much longer in life. Don't go to that stage. The reason why people go until thus far only to realize they don't want this is because invisible boxes all along going in that mindset, all along following the pattern that the life is given. We do it very unconsciously. Unless and until I call it an invisible box, we don't even realize there is a box around us. So I have come this far only to realize that it's high time I come out of this box. And I thought I should share that with you guys. Today you go and ask all these working people. I know some of the final years are so desperate to get into a job. You'll go there only to realize this is not what you wanted to do. So don't be obsessed with the fact that you have to find a job. I'll give you an alternative. You might all wonder, so you're telling us not to get paid. What is that you want us to do? I will tell you, I will come to that part. But what I'm telling you is today you go and ask working people, 65 to 70% of them will tell you, we are here not because we like doing what we like, but we are here because we need money. We need to live. We need to take care of our families. We need to take care of ourselves. Most of us are in that state. Anybody I call and talk to, I'm looking for a switch. I want to move to a different role. I want to move to a different company. I want to do this. I want to do that. Nobody is happy with what they're doing. Nobody. Especially the pandemic has, changed us so much that I want a change. I can't step out. Let me at least go talk to a different set of people through online. So that's the kind of state we are all in. So that's why I'm saying, even when I was in college, nobody told me that college is the phase where I can sit and explore what I want. We are all going in some direction and we don't even know our destination. What are we all chasing? What is that we want to do in life? We all took BCom. Okay, super, nice course. But what is that you want to do? What is your life purpose? What makes you happy? Figure that out, convert that into a business model and do that in life. If not, no matter where you go, no matter, even if Google takes you, even if top companies take you, you'll just go there and realize maybe it was not, what I wanted. You guys understand what I'm saying? So don't be obsessed with the fact, or don't be obsessed with the pattern that the life has given you. So my question is, how many people have come and told you in your teenage, some of you are 18, 19, 20, how many people have come and told you, what, this is the time for you to think of starting something on your own? Nobody would have told us. Nobody told me when I was in BCom. I feel this generation, you guys are much more privileged than the previous generation. When I was in college, that's when WhatsApp was picking up and YouTube was there, but YouTube is used today like never before. Everybody has YouTube. You find videos in all possible languages. I'm telling you, start something on your own. Now you might wonder, what are you even talking? People are losing jobs in pandemic. You're telling us start something on our own, and that too in the small age. I will tell you what, people who had their business online, who made use of the technological advancement, did not face any loss. I personally know of a woman who is a coach. She made 30 lakhs turnover in 2 months in the first wave. I'm not even exaggerating. I'm not kidding. She made 30 lakhs because her, work was always online. She was always connecting through online. So she did not face any problem. People who were not, online faced a lot of problems. So now everything is happening online. It's a new normal. We've all accepted it. You guys are doing your, graduation through, online medium. So we all know this is going to be the future. Our own organization, we never thought we could make everybody work from remote location because we have a lot of client confidential things that we deal with. We thought we could never take that home, but today we are left with no other choice but to do that. So it's changed completely. Now everybody is thinking of moving to this online mode so that you are not disturbed even if there's going to be multiple other waves after this. Do you understand what I'm saying? So your anything that you want to learn is available online for you. Anything, literally anything. So now is the time for you to think what I like doing. How can I convert that into a business model? How can I start doing that? That's what I want you guys to think about. Instead of just following, let me finish this, let me go to work, let me do this, let me do that. No. And we all have this mindset. Everybody around me went to college, got married, have kids, and they're all doing okay now. So this is a safe game. This game actually works because they're all doing. So let me also follow that game. No. Today, especially in Indian minds, the risk-taking capacity is nil. We don't want to take risks, especially women, because we've never been told about such things. Anything and everything. Do you know cooking? Everybody asks me, Aishwarya, you can cook, you can do household work, you can do this, you can do that. First of all, I'm not interested in all that. I will learn it if I'm interested. I learned cooking. I can only know to cook things that I like. So much I can take care of myself. If I'm alone in a house, I can cook and eat. I know so much basic life skill. I know it's a basic life skill. Everybody has to learn. But my life does not revolve around the CEO, the mother-in-law, the in-laws. No. My life revolves around my dreams, what I want to do, my own inner peace and my own happiness. That's what I am chasing in life. My peace of mind is what I am chasing. I cannot do that for others. Nobody can do that for you. You have to do it for yourself. If you go to all these top companies, for example, we'll take Cognizant. Cognizant is an MNC, multinational company based in the US. But you know which is the biggest base of Cognizant? India. More number of people work out of India, though it is an American-based company. And if you go look at all the people in America, most of them are Indians. People from here are there going and working for the American company. So we are all very good at work. We've been made to believe that we're very good at executing. These ideas are created by foreigners. They give it to us and we execute it because we've been made to believe we're very good at that. Indians work really hard, cheap labor, and also they're very good at it. But we've been told that we can only execute. Most of us are not creators. We're only executing stuff. We're not policy makers. The number of companies, India-based companies, are very less. That's because nobody tells us that you can start something on our own. All of us, most of you, keep thinking about campus, over obsession about getting placed. But how many of you think, I want to be an entrepreneur, I want to do something on my own, I want to leverage what I know, I want to leverage my talent, I want to leverage my interest? How many of you think from that perspective? That's what will keep you engaged and motivated to go that long path. Whatever you're pursuing now, whatever you want now is very short term, very short lived. I have walked the same path and I'm here telling you, though I have it all, though I'm working in an MNC, though I have an amazing job, I still want more in life. And this generation gets bored of things very easily. Once you find a job, what is the next thing? After 2-3 years, you want to switch because you start comparing your salary, your experience, everything with your friends. Today, I'm doing that. I'm being very open about it. I am being very honest and I'm putting my authentic self out here so that you understand what's happening. Today, I sit here and I compare my pay slip with others. I was the topper in MSSW. I was the best outgoing student in MSSW. Today, I am not earning as much as this girl who did not even study well. Today, I am doing that because that's human mind. I work so hard, but this is what I'm getting, but she's getting more and she's not even working in that company. You will get into this rat race. You will start comparing yourself, do all this, and you will not even know why you're doing all this because that's human mind. That's what you will end up doing. So now I'm at a stage where I'm thinking, you have these dreams. You want to do so much in life. You have so much potential. You are not making use of your potential. Why can't you start thinking about doing something on your own? That's one of the reasons why I started doing my training sessions at college. Because for a very long time, I felt very confined in a box. I said, okay, Aishwarya got placed. She's doing her work. But I always felt underutilized in life. Not at work, in life. Because I felt I could do more, but I'm not doing it. Because this is what the society taught me, right? Go to college, go to work, And then after some time, you'll get married, you'll have a family and continue working if you're interested. Now, what is that missing? What am I even trying to do? That's when I realized I've been doing this because that's what everybody around me did. I didn't do this because it's what I wanted. Now I'm realizing I want to do something more, something bigger than what I'm doing at the moment. So that's why I decided to talk about this topic. So I have a very, very small presentation. Let me know if you're able to see my screen. Can one of you confirm if you're able to see?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah,
I can see, ma'am.
Thank you.
We can see, ma'am.
So even if you have not been listening to my speech for the past half an hour, it's okay. Let's listen at least to this small presentation I have. So the next few pictures are graphical representations of some of the invisible boxes that we have around us. I took these pictures from Instagram, from this illustrator called Vimal Chandran. He's the artist. So I just thought I'll let you all know. So this invisible box, societal pressure, following the pattern is nothing but pressure. It leads to this societal pressure, societal norms that you want to follow only to realize that you don't fit in. And another thing is, we follow God or we follow our seniors and ask them, help me. And they are just this, I have no clue. I've got no clue. And you have been living under that rock for all your life, and that rock is others' expectations. My dad wants me to do this, my mom wants me to do this, my friend wants me to do this. What do you want yourself to do? Where do you find that inner peace is the question that you have to ask yourself. So the trouble is, people grew up but their homes didn't. And this is my favorite picture, because this is where I am at. You ran so fast for this. Exactly me. I ran all, these years only to come and realize I want more in life. So I've spoken about what I want to talk. Now I have key takeaways for you. What is that I want to take with you after this 1 hour webinar? That's what you'll see in the next slides. These are the key takeaway from this session. First, explore every opportunity that comes your way. College is not the place for you to choose, but for you to experiment. What is the meaning of that? Let's say you're good at singing, you've learned singing, and then there is a singing competition, you will give your name. Let's say there is a dance competition, you won't give your name because according to your pattern, you do not know dance. No, you don't choose at college. You go and experiment. You go and check if you can dance. There is a writing competition, go and check if you can write. People are going to mock, let them mock, because this is the age where you can explore. I will tell you my own example. When I was in my +2, I was the house captain and I had to come up with dramatics for seniors. I found a story online on one of the website, and there was only half the story. To read the remaining half, I had to pay. Obviously, I did not pay and I was running short of time. So I had no other choice but to write the remaining story. You won't believe it was an amazing story. It was an intense story and I was able to write it. That's when I first realized I could actually write. I could actually create a story on my own at age 16, 17, because I wanted to experiment. I've done this a lot of times. Even at MSSW, I'm not into music, but there was something to do with music. So I said, I'll help. I'll just come and see if I can do something. So I did that. So college is the place for you to experiment. So don't be very choosy. This is what I like. This is what I can do. No, you don't even know what you can do. That's why you have, come to college to explore. So tomorrow there is something that you do not, like or do not note, take it up to see. I've done that a lot in college and I've realized a lot of things in life. Next takeaway is the most important takeaway of all. Sow the seed today to start something on your own. I am not even kidding. The previous generation, or even my generation for that matter, it was tough for us, because the moment I say something on your own, people will think of capital, we need investors, we need this, we need that, we need a space. Today, you don't need a space. Today, you can start your company without capital. I'll give you an example. How many of you know Josh Talks? How many of you have heard of Josh Talks? It is more like, the Indian version of TED Talks. It's a very famous YouTube channel. You can go Google it after the session. So Josh Talks was started by Supraja and Shobit in their college days. They were only 19 when they started this. So so basically I'll tell you what George Talks is. They'll bring, people, normal people like us, or sometimes even celebrities. They come and share their life story to motivate others. So they wanted to reach, people who are not from these top institutes. That was their goal. They started this on a very, very small level. They started doing events at college. So basically it was more like an event management company that they started. Today, after 7 years, their turnover is 10 crores and they are working towards 100 crores. Can you believe two college students, did something? Today, they own a company which is worth 10 crores. They make 10 crores. And they also found investors. Girish, who's the founder of Freshworks, he's one of the investors. So at age 19, they went for pitch meetings. At age 19, they recruited people for their own organization. So if anybody is telling you can't do that now, I'm telling you can do it now, especially now, considering the fact you don't need a space for your organization because everything is online. You don't need capital because everything is free. You can go start a page on Facebook, Instagram, a channel on YouTube and do what you want. So that's what I said, right? Let it be online and don't copy. Please create. Create, don't copy means there is something that is existing. Take inspiration, but let there be, your own creation in it. I'll give you a classic example. Text message to WhatsApp. Text message was that's what we had in the beginning. Today, WhatsApp has replaced it. It's the base was text message. They took that base and built something on it. Now it's a hit. Same, how do I find out my ideas? Where do I go and dig for ideas? Figure out the gap. You have something in place, but that something is not reaching others. Figure out the gap. Classic example, Swiggy. We all were at home. There were always restaurants around us, and we only went and got takeaways. And suddenly somebody came and said, I will do this job. This is the gap. I will come and fill it for you. That was an innovation. They filled the gap, and today they are a great success. Let me tell you something. Because I'm telling you go start something on your own does not mean it's an easy task. Okay, it is difficult. You'll have sleepless nights. You'll have a lot of doubts, a lot of problems. It will make you into a different person altogether. But this journey, not easy, but it is thrilling and worth the try. This journey, if you are willing to take this step, nothing like it. The happiness is long lived. And you will be doing what you like, which is very, very important. It is not about money. Never measure your success with the money that you have. Your success is directly proportional with your peace of mind. I'm not even using the word happiness. I'm using the word peace of mind, because end of the day, you should be able to sleep well. You should have a peaceful life. And I'm telling you, you can get it only if you are doing what you like. This I'm saying out of my own experience. Second most important thing, stock market. BCom peeps, we have an edge over all these engineering graduates. All these people finish engineering work and then later in their life, go learn about stocks, debentures, shares, everything. But you have it all in your syllabus already. Learn about everything. I'm sure we already learned about all this in our +1, +2. Build on it, learn about all this. Today you have everything that you need on YouTube. I'm not telling you go invest today. You're not earning at the moment. Don't do that mistake. Don't go and invest today. It's an ocean. You have so much to learn. Go and understand what stock exchanges, how stocks work. They change the world. They decide how world functions. Go learn about all that. You don't need your professor to tell you all this. You have it in your hands. You have YouTube. Just go follow somebody you like. See all the videos, understand. So later when you start working, you have to invest. It does not start with savings. Savings is nothing if you're not investing. Save and invest. Learn all this on your own, especially considering the fact that you're a BCom student. You will have to do this. Today, my sister who did engineering is doing this, and I did BCom. She comes and asks me these questions. What does this term mean? What does this term mean? You did BCom, no? Gold medalist. So tell me what happened. Tell me what this is. So, that's the kind of expectation we have. When somebody who did engineering has the interest to go learn about all this later in life, why can't we make use of the opportunity that we have in hand? Very simple. Gain financial independence. You are a woman, you are a guy, does not matter. Gender does not matter. You always should be financially independent. True independence comes only when you're financially independent. I cannot stress on this. Don't settle for anything that you don't like. Get married. I'm not telling you don't get married. Please get married if that's what you want. But Again, don't depend on your husband or somebody or your own parents later in your life. You should be independent. You should be able to take care of yourself and your family. Next, this is my recent, something that I found very recently: podcast and songs. I listen to a lot of podcasts these days, all useful ones. I know all of you already listen to songs. I'm not saying no, but I'll tell you something. All these soga padalgal and love failure songs, they're not worth it. You can listen to them for a few days and, keep them aside. Spend time in a day, every day, to listen to useful podcasts and useful songs. When I say useful songs, I'm not saying, some song that will not even excite you. I have two personal examples here. These are things that I listen to. These are things that I follow. You can also follow if you want. Rakita Rakita song. I'm sure all of you know the Dhanush song, Jagamai Tandiram song. I'll call the song, the best song. It has the best lyrics. Just listen to that lyrics. That, song is equal to think outside the box. Think like there is no box. Don't care about what people around you are telling you. You do what you want to do. Follow your dreams. Chase your dreams. Next is the Ranveer Show. This is a podcast. You have it on YouTube and on Spotify. The show name is the Ranveer Show. So this guy is he must be 27, 28, 93 born. And he's a millionaire. He has his own company. You can even, Google this guy and get to know about him. His podcasts are pretty long, like 1 hour, 40 minutes and stuff like that. But I learned about George Talks and Supriya, everything through this. I learned so much every day. He talks about how to do a startup, how to become a millionaire, how to, do everything that you want to do. He covers all the topics. So I'm giving you my personal recommendation also, the kind of podcast that you need to listen to become an entrepreneur if you want to. Okay. So that is all I had for today. I wanted to finish it exactly at 3:45 so that, we can interact for the next few minutes, and I'm done. So that's what I want you guys to do. Don't be very choosy. Don't be very rigid. Don't confine yourself into a box. Be free. Think freely. Explore everything that comes your way. When your college gives you opportunities like this, I'm sure they give you much more opportunities. Make use of everything. Learn as much as you want. Start doing something on your own. That is all I wanted to tell you guys. Sow the seed today to start something on your own, so that at least from 5 years from today, you would be an entrepreneur. I'm not telling you go start a business tomorrow. No, start thinking today. It can put you, into a different zone tomorrow. That is all I wanted to share with you guys. And any questions? Anybody?
Aishwarya ma'am, it's me Gayatri here. I'm really happy to hear from you. It was really nice because that's what we've been often telling in the class also. Like they should come out of their shell, experiment a lot of things because they'll not get all these moments later on to experiment. And you have put very crisply the same thing because you cannot say that you will be a winner everywhere in all the competitions. At least this participation is the key. So that's what we are telling, and you emphasize the same today. I'm really happy that and after COVID they are coming to normalcy and they are coming to college regularly now, alternate days. But that is what we have been actually telling and trying to improve their spirit, because they were all caged in an online environment and they were totally lost and like they're not opening their mouth also. So that's what we were actually trying to build. And you had also told that this is what is going to be useful later on also. So I'm really happy that you've spoken about your life's journey and that saying that you're not contented with what you've achieved. So I think they will all take the inspiration from your life and move on. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Can I hear something from the students, one of you? It can be anybody, about anything. Maybe what is that you liked about the thing, or anything to share? I can see a lot of you on the call. Anybody? See, this is another example if you're willing to come out of your shell or not. Your ma'am just told that she's trying hard for you people to come out and be yourself. I know pandemic is difficult. It's not a joke. Even I'm not able to sleep on certain days, but we will all get used to it. So anybody willing to share anything?
Excuse me, madam.
Yes.
Yeah, ma'am. Myself, Srikantan, yes, BCom ANF. I'm doing BCom in Guru Nanak College. Actually, as you told that actually the session was exactly so good. Ma'am, to be frank, even my ambition is to become an entrepreneur.
Great.
And I have even made a startup when I was 18.
Great. Amazing.
That company is related to gaming concerns. So actually,
Super.
I took the statistical analysis of the last 10 years, and then I found that the gaming category is growing so well, and it is going to be number one position by 2030 or what or more. So
Yes.
and then I started. I thought something, very generating revenue out of advertising other companies to earn. So that's a big portion actually. I studied a lot. I studied case laws. So, but unfortunately, in this Tamil Nadu during this ADMK government, this all those gaming websites are to be banned. Where a law came recently, exactly 2 days before of what the date I have decided to go live with my website.
Okay.
So almost I met around 30,000 to 35,000 loss in that. So actually, okay, entrepreneurship involves risks. Nobody, as he said, nobody's now ready to take risks. This is actually a bitter truth. But I never be, because from my childhood, I get scolded from my parents without no reasons, because they come out of a 9 to 5 work routine and then they simply shout at me with no reasons. So that made me to start an own setup, and then to grow well, so that an entrepreneurship sooner some employees will be working for us, so that we'll be getting free out of 9 to 5 routine. So that was my ambition actually. This is just my uh, my experience.
Thank you so much
That,
for sharing your experience. Now you tell me, though you had a loss, don't you think that was one of the greatest learnings that you had in life? You doing your research on your own, you doing something on your own?
Exactly, ma'am. Actually, that was really a great experience for me, because even recently, around 3 to 4 days, I took all my documents from this cupboard, and then I was just crying hell, because I worked a lot, but I missed the opportunity. As if though the way which I thought my company could grow, if it had really happened, and by this time at least I would have taken a lakh out of that, and that was a great idea, in fact. But unfortunately, all the unfortunate things happened at the time. So
It's
and then I
okay.
did.
There are a lot of people, with you on the same boat, but that's what happens, right? You remember in my PPT, I told this path is not easy. It's a tough path, but nothing like
Exactly.
taking that path. You will learn so much. You will grow as a person so much. I'm sure you will try
Exactly.
something more, in the future days. I'm sure, you will slightly change your idea or think of something new, and you'll again come back. That's what,
Exactly.
you already have somebody who's already done something, amongst you. So
Yeah.
that's what it is. It's not easy, but it is worth the try.
And even I have one more idea, and because I started this gaming startup is just because to earn something, to save money, save a part to invest in my that big idea, because that idea requires a lot of investment, like in crores maybe. So and that idea hasn't ever come till now, and I hope it won't before I start. So so that's what my idea. So as you told, I have just one question to ask you. You told you need not want to work, you need not want to get selected in campus, but just do something on your own, because nowadays all there is no investment, everything is free, everything is online, all are okay, ma'am. But what about those ideas, what about those startups, like what I am doing, like I require an amount in crore. So unless and until I work, I save some money, how can I invest, and how can I start, how come entrepreneurs like me can rise without investment, I am asking.
See, there are the one that I'm talking about is there are also, businesses that you can start without capital. There are also businesses that require a lot of capital. The kind of business that you are talking about requires capital, which means
Exactly.
you have to, have some savings. Either you can, get it from your parents, or there are a lot of investors. You have angel investors, you have venture capitalists. You can, dig on all that options. If you think that that thing is working out, if you are willing to work, save your own money and start. That's what I'm saying. Once you start thinking, you will be in a position to evaluate, does my business require a capital, a huge sum which I cannot afford? Then what are the other options? Does my
Exactly.
thing does not require anything, can I start it on my own? Then do that. So you have to plan it. Once you sow the seed today, since you've already tried, you are asking me this question, which is amazing. Your
Thank
business
you.
requires certain amount of capital, So you have to start thinking about angel investors and stuff like that. If you think, I am not able to get hold of any of those, then if you want, you can get placed. I'm not stopping you guys from getting placed on campus. Please take it up. But all what I'm telling you is, do not go there and be disappointed if you're not satisfied with it. That is all I'm telling you. Don't
Yes.
say no to campus. Take it up. You will definitely learn something. But
Yes.
don't think that's going to give you that ultimate happiness. Always keep the side hustle on. Always keep this thought in your mind. That's what I wanted to tell you.
Yeah, man. Actually, there are even people in my family who even don't know what is campus interview, how it works, but still they say just study BCom. So you'll be rocking in your future. You'll just start your salary around 45,000. No, I can never accept that term, because all these terms came out of those people is just because I have one brother. So actually, my father's elder brother's son. So he studied in Vivekananda College, and he got selected in Ernst and Young. So and he started his career with Ernst and Young, and now he earns 2 lakh per month. And he went to Belgium. He rotated all the countries. So because of him or what, actually I love him from my childhood. And as and when my family people say, as and when they compare with that guy, now I started hating him. So exactly. So
You don't
from
have
that,
to hate your cousin. So again, I'm telling your everybody is in a box. Everybody thinks within that box. If he is able to do it, why can't you do it? He also did something similar to you. That's a box that people have put around you. You don't have to worry about that box. Just think like there is no box. Let your cousin do what he is good at doing. You sit and explore what you want to do. People will continue talking about you like this, especially your own family. When I say people, it also includes your family. See, they can only talk through their experience and their exposure, right? They don't even know the kind of exposure we have in hands today. So let them continue speaking. You can start working and continue to work. You will also reach your goal at some point. Never lose hope. That is all. Keep the
yeah,
hustle
I
on.
yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Anybody else?
Yes, ma'am, I have a doubt. Myself, Priya from BCom
Yes.
A&S. Ma'am, as you said that we should always pursue what we want, but ma'am, sometimes what happen, if we pursue what we want, then we need to focus that we always step in success. If we, by mistakenly, if we step in failure, then our relatives, our surroundings, they will just say we taught you that you should do that, not what you want, and then we just been in stress position that why we have done this, we should listen to them. Then what should we do that at that situation?
See, there are, I'll tell you how it works. Today, let's say somebody did what, everybody wanted them to do, and they've reached a saturation point where they're not able to do anything in life. It's the same parents who will come and tell you, I didn't know you would, stress yourself so much. I didn't know, you would be this, bad physically. So you can, calm down and you can do whatever you want. They'll come and tell you this later. But I'm telling you, the choice is yours. What is that you want to do today? In the long run, whatever you're doing for others will not make you happy. It will neither make you successful. Maybe for the outside world, your salary is success. But for you, even if you get 2 lakhs per month, 1 lakh per month, if you're not happy, at some point you will quit. You will quit. That's what will happen. Or you will jump. You will continue doing this jump forever and ever. That's why I'm saying, even if you fail doing what you like, you will still like it. You will still have some learning out of it. You will think of, slightly changing it to make it successful. So again, this is another box that you're talking about. People will continue mocking you. They will continue asking you questions, but it is you who have to be very determined and who has to take that step. You should be in a better position to convince your parents. It is your parents. You know them better than anybody else. You have to tell them, this is what I like doing and I'm already working on it. I'm doing this research and I found out this and I'm doing this. You can't have conversations like, no, I don't want to do this. I want to do that. Nobody's going to understand. Sit down with them, tell them what you're doing, tell them why you're doing what you're doing, convince them, and then do it. If they are still not convinced, it's okay. You can go and pursue what you want. But all I'm
Thank you,
trying to
ma'am.
tell you is, don't ever settle for something that you don't want. It will not give you peace of mind. Life is not worth pleasing people. In fact, pleasing people is a coping mechanism that we've learned. we all have this thing. I have to make my mom happy, I have to make my dad happy, then I'll be happy. That's the myth. Let's break the myth. If you want to be happy, do what you want to do.
Thank you, ma'am.
No problem. Welcome.
Thank you, ma'am, for enlightening us. Now I would like to call Raghavina of third year to deliver the vote of thanks.
So no other questions for madam? Have you done with all the questions? Is it so? Okay. Is anybody wanting to ask a question?
Ma'am,
Yes.
yeah, yes, ma'am. First, I'd like to tell your speech was amazing, ma'am. That
Thank you
was
so much.
I loved it. Yeah. So now I'm coming to my question. So I have been around in some misconception by people till the age of 25, you should complete your studying, and after the age of 25, you should try to find your means of living to settle yourself. Like you should go for a job within the age of 25. After the age of 25, you should stop your studying completely. So how to answer them? And like I'm doing my CA actually, and yeah, it may take time to complete all the obviously the exams. You may pass or you may fail. It will take time. So they are like when I'm trying to explain it to them, they are like, okay, no, it should not be like that. You should finish your studies at this point of time, and after which you have to go to your work. Otherwise, you will find some difficulties in settling your your basic needs. So how do we convince them? See, I'm very confident that at one point of time I'll be successful. See, they are not agreed to my point. That's it.
I'll tell you what, whether it is CA or not CA, learning is an ongoing process. Today at work, I have my own set of courses that I have to finish to clear my performance goals. It is there. Wherever you go, you will have a set of learning goals. So learning is a lifelong process. Sorry to disappoint you. If there was anybody thinking after BCom, that's all, and after PG, end of studies. No, it's a joke. I realized it much later in life. You go to organizations, they will welcome you with a list of goals that you need to finish. So learning is a lifelong process. Whether you're 20, 25, 30, 40, 45, we have packages for you to finish. Whether it is CA, non-CA, you are going to continue doing that. And CA, I understand it's a little longer process than other courses. But if you are very confident, if you think CA is your thing, do it. Tell them this is what I want to do and I'm very confident about it. End of story. It is you who's learning, right? Not them. So you know the struggle much better than them. And if you are saying because you will start earning a little later, that's totally okay. Because you will end up doing something that you like, which is more important. And never measure your success with your money. Measure it with your peace of mind. That's all.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, anybody else? Do you have any questions? Okay, thank you, Aishwarya ma'am. So let me tell you a few things about webinar. Actually, so it was like every day we are shouting at students, like we are like screaming that you should have some dream. Even in the last week also we had a first session. So after this lockdown, we had a class. So unfortunately, we couldn't able to meet the students for the past 1.5 years. So the first year students, they came to the college for the second year directly. That's a first day for us. So we just asked them what's your dream. Few of the students have some ideas about their future, but most of them are not having any idea about future. And they openly said and boldly said, I have no idea what I'm going to do after my BCom graduation. So it was like, yes, it's one of the very sad situation how our students are thinking about their life. Not even, they are not ready even to think about their life. So we continuously tell them, you should have your own dream. So don't look at your salary, don't look at the company. Just have your own dream. So work towards it. So that's the most important thing. So that's what we are trying to say. And Rishi, as you asked, if somebody is asking you, somebody is telling you that you don't want to compromise them because it's your life, as she rightly pointed out that you don't need to compromise anyone. So compromise is one of the things which obviously which let you out from your dream. So don't compromise anyone. Just do whatever you want, and no need to please anyone. So that's the most important thing, right? So because it's your dream, you don't want to compromise your dream for anyone's happiness. So that's a key thing. You should keep it in your mind, and you have to be very adamant about your dream. Then only you can succeed. Okay, so we had the culture that you should not be adamant like that. From our childhood, our parents might be saying that we should not be adamant. But certain cases, you have to be very adamant on your dreams. So that's a thing every student has to take it in your mind. And it was one of the greatest speech we heard. And we are happy that you are telling whatever you are telling to the students every day. And I think most of the students would have understood what we are trying to convey. So anyhow, it was a wonderful speech. And anybody, if you are having any doubts, or in future also, if you have any help you need from any other topics or any company side, you can directly contact her. She'll definitely help you out.
Definitely, more than happy to help you guys. One of the reasons why I wanted to talk about my journey, my failures, though I've been academically very good, I've also had my ups and downs, and everybody thinks I'm very successful, but within me that's not it is, because I did not have that one dream. I was also going with the flow. But today I am sitting down and thinking I want to do something on my own. That's the next thing that I want to do. And how much ever I try to go away from it, I'm not able to, because I know that's my thing. It will pull you towards it. So don't wait for you to, don't wait for 5 years to pass to come to the stage. Do it now. I think college is the place where people will continuously keep talking to you about this, but we will not even take it seriously, only to realize that my professor was right 5 years back. Don't do that mistake. That's why I am talking about myself. I also did BCom. I was there like few years back, just like you guys. Take this seriously. Whatever they are telling you is for your good, because they also walk that path.
And very importantly, what you said to one of the students' question, very importantly, they have to convince their parents, means they have to tell, they should have researched about it and tell with all the proper research materials,
Exactly.
and correct, clear picture. They cannot say no, yes, that and all. That will really create anxiety for the parents too, right?
Absolutely,
So,
because they may not even be aware of what you're talking about.
So
This person spoke about gaming. Parents don't even know gaming. According to them,
Yes.
playing games is a waste of
Yes.
time.
Yes.
But today people are making millions of money out of that. So you have to tell them things very clearly. Put it across in a way that they'll understand and help you in the process. Today I have something going on in my mind. When I told my mom, she was not convinced. So I sat her down and I told her, I want to do this for these reasons. And then she was like, okay, go do it. It is very important for you to convince in a way that they will understand.
Yeah, so the box is not only for the students, parents. The box is there for the students who are thinking that the parents will not understand.
Exactly. I think you're able to put it across well, because you are, in that stage where exactly.
Yes, definitely.
And I want to personally thank Prabhu sir for giving me this opportunity. Thank you so much. After a long gap, I'm also addressing students. It was some few months back that I spoke to MSSW. Thank you so much for the opportunity. I enjoyed preparing and I enjoyed delivering, and we had great questions, and it was a very warm welcome, and I enjoyed the whole experience. Thank you so much for it.
Yeah, we are also very equally happy because you spoke your mind. it was not something that you spoke about something or from lectures. So it was your journey that you shared here, and it was really wonderful because when you share your true life journey, you'll have the pluses and minuses. So that's what we have to understand, what they have to add upon and what they shouldn't do to be more focused and getting on to their goals. So that was really wonderful.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Yeah, we can. Raghavina, I think you can go ahead, right?
Yes, ma'am. Take the challenge of your life. Reach out to our goals. This is no limit to what you can achieve. The only real limitations on your abilities is the level of your dreams or desire. If you want it badly enough, there are no limits on what you can achieve. A very good evening to one and all present here. It's my privilege to propose the vote of thanks for today's national webinar on the topic Think Like There Is No Box, that is, success has no limits. Let me first of all thank the Almighty, the Creator, from the bottom of my heart for making today's one. I would like to express our gratitude to our honorable resource person, Ms. Aishwarya Ma'am, HR Executive Chennai, who spared their precious time for us and shared their values and ideas in the webinar. I extend my heartfelt gratitude to our General Secretary and Correspondent Sir Sardar Manjit Singh Nayar for his support and providing us an opportunity in conducting this webinar. A warm thanks goes to our Principal Sir, Dr. M.G. Raghunathan, for his vision, commitment in guiding us in expanding our thoughts and perceptions. I would like to express my immeasurable gratification in thanking our Vice Principal of Shift 2, Dr. N.C. Rajeshri Ma'am, in providing support to us. I also extend my sincere thanks to our beloved head of the department, Dr. Gayatri Harikumar ma'am, and staff of the department for always having a vision for their children in making us understand the upcoming challenge and for being our backbone. Finally, I would like to extend my wholehearted thankfulness to my dear friends and students of A&F department in participating and taking an initiative in interacting with our resource person, Ms. Aishwarya ma'am. I would like to thank all the participants and making this session even more energetic. Age is an issue of mind over matter. If you don't mind it, it doesn't matter. Thank you all for making today's session a huge success. Thank you.
Thank you, Raghavina. Let's all rise for national anthem. Now I request all students to switch on their cameras.
Sindhu Gujarat Kavida Utkala Bhanga Vindhya Yamuna Ganga Uchala Jaladi Taranga Tava Shubha Name Jahi Tava Shishumati Gawe Tava Jaya Gata Jaya Jaya Bharat Bhagya Vidhata Jaya 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 Jaya